We are looking into space this Monday morning, and the UAE's Orbitworks, the first company in the country to mass produce satellites. The company's goal is to provide access to this technology on a regional level and reduce reliance on overseas production and suppliers for these critical technologies. Orbitworks' dedicated satellite manufacturing plants will open in just a few weeks from now. So I'm very pleased to say that Hamdullah Mohib joins us live now. He's the CEO of Orbitworks, with us live from Abu Dhabi. Hamdullah, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us for this CNBC exclusive today. So to kick us off, just give me an overview of Orbitworks and what the business was set up to ultimately do.
Thank you, Dan. The UAE has ambitions to become a space hub within the next 10 to 20 years. Orbitworks was set up to make that vision possible. We build satellites at scale for both governments and commercial clients.
So Hamdullah, take me inside the strategy here. What actually differentiates your model from other regional players like Space 42, for example?
So there is service providers in the space industry. Space 42 is one of those. There are other companies that are also aiming to provide services to customers. What Orbitworks does is make their services possible. So we build satellites. Our goal is on the production side of the space sector. They traditionally go to manufacturers across the world. And what we are trying to do is make that possible within country so that we can go from manufacturing satellites to servicing clients directly.
Okay, so you're on the manufacturing side, and what also makes this interesting is that Orbitworks is, of course, linked to IHC and the Royal Group as well. So talk to me about that. How important is that sovereign backing in positioning the UAE as a space manufacturing hub, and does it perhaps give you advantages that private competitors might not have?
Well, absolutely. I think it's in line with the UAE's vision. It wouldn't have been possible had there not been support around it. The fact that the Royal Group supports this initiative and is building a satellite manufacturer in the UAE means they're enabling the private sector in the UAE to acquire space assets. But it's not just the UAE. This region and beyond needs space assets, satellites that we built here. And they need it fast. The emerging markets are relying more on satellites, and every nation and company we speak with want those assets to be able to do what they're doing. The demand for satellites is growing, and the applications are growing because prices are coming down. And the speed at which we can deploy them makes it possible for those nations to have the assets that they need. So we make them modular, which makes them faster to deploy. And that is enabling not just clients in the UAE, but beyond to have their sovereign capability in space.
And walk me through the primary product right now. As I understand it, you've launched what's called the Altair constellation. This is going to be 10 AI-enabled satellites. So what exactly will those satellites do? And explain the commercial application as well, because as you say, there's a real space race underway in the region right now, and the manufacturing of this capability is really critical for the UAE. So how exactly will that work?
So there will be more satellites in space in the next decade than there were over the past 60 years. And satellites are starting to become like a commodity. What we're building under Altair is satellites that can think, not just take images. So normal Earth observation satellites go around the globe, taking images that are then downloaded and then synthesized on the ground, and that can be hours before you have that information. With our Altair constellation, the satellite can be programmed to deliver information, not just images, and deliver it real time. So one of those applications would be maritime security. If the satellite sees a ship or a vessel that is close to another that is not identified, potentially a piracy operation, will inform the ship captain immediately, and it doesn't have to wait for that information to be downloaded. We have other commercial usages of satellites in the region. For example, oil rigs and gas pipeline installation can be monitored through satellites. And once again, these satellites can think and can detect if there is an anomaly. If it detects a gas leak, it will inform the installation management so that they can get to action quickly. So Altair basically provides for the needs of this region. It has both cameras, so it can take images, but it has a number of other sensors on board, like hyperspectral, which is good at detecting leakages in gas and oil. We also have thermal sensor on board that can provide for environmental protection, and an RF sensor that can prevent things like we talked about earlier in sea piracy, which is a need for this region, not just for governments, but a lot of commercial clients are looking at these sensors now.